The property of cancellation of reactance when inductive and capacitive reactances are in series are called as resonance, or the property of cancellation of susceptance when inductive and capacitive reactances are in parallel is called as resonance. Such cancellation leads to operation of reactive circuits under unity power factor condition or with the current and voltages in phase with each other. There are two types of resonances. First one, series resonance. Second one, parallel resonance. Second one is also sometimes called as anti-resonant or shunt resonant circuit. In many electrical circuits, resonance is very important phenomenon. The study of resonance is very useful, particularly in the area of communications. For example, the ability of radio receiver to select a particular frequency transmitted by station or to eliminate frequencies from other stations is totally based on the principle of resonance. In series RLC circuit, as shown in figure, the current lags behind or leads the applied voltage depending on the values of XL and XC. We know XL causes the total current to lag behind the applied voltage, whereas XC causes the total current to lead the applied voltage When XL is greater than XC, the circuit is said to be inductive, while when XC is greater than XL, the circuit is said to be dominantly capacitive. But if one of the parameters of series RLC circuit is varied, like inductance or capacitance, in such a way that the current in the circuit is in phase with applied voltage and XC and XL becomes equal and opposite to each other and ultimately cancel each other, the circuit is said to be in resonance. For example, see the figure shown. In this figure, resistance, inductance and capacitance are connected in series with each other. Applied voltage is Vs, obviously AC voltage. The total impedance of this series RLC circuit is, if we see, there are three elements like pure resistance is there, inductance is there, as well as capacitance is there. So capacitive reactance will be present as well as inductive reactance will be present, and the pure resistance term will also be present. That is why the impedance Z is equal to R plus jX, where X represents total reactance of the circuit and R represents total resistance of the circuit. So here, as both the things are present, inductor as well as capacitor, we need to consider both the reactances. We know inductive reactance is positive and capacitive reactance is always considered negative. So we will have XL minus XC term inside the bracket. So this term is imaginary and this term is real one. Okay. We know the formula for XL, it is J omega L, and we know formula for capacitive reactance XC, it is 1 J upon or 1 upon J omega C or minus J upon omega C, like this. So if we take J common, it will become omega L minus 1 upon omega C. And we know, if you observe circuit, this is supply voltage and this is the current coming out. So current coming out I is equal to Vs divided by total opposition present in the circuit, that is resistance as well as the reactance. So we will write down ultimately I is equal to Vs divided by Z. So Z includes all the term, real term as well as the imaginary terms. At particular frequency, the circuit is said to be in resonance when current is in phase with applied voltage. That is, in a series RLC circuit, resonance occurs when XL becomes equals to XC, that is, inductive reactance become equal to capacitive reactance. The impedance in a series RLC circuit is now becoming purely resistive because both the values are equal and opposite. So here XL minus XC, both the terms are equal and opposite, so they will ultimately cancel each other and there will be only resistance in the circuit. There will be only resistance in the circuit. These voltages are 180 degree out of phase with each other, hence they cancel each other, and zero voltage appears across LC combinations. Okay, so at resonance we will say XL is equal to XC, that is inductive reactance omega dot L is equal to 1 upon omega dot C. See, this is the frequency of resonance, so we are attaching a suffix of R here. Therefore, we will write omega R dot L is equal to 1 upon omega R dot C. Now we know angular frequency omega is given by 2 pi f. So we'll replace angular frequency by 2 pi f here. So we'll write down 2 pi f R L is equal to 1 upon 2 pi f R dot C. So this is nothing but resonance frequency, so we attach suffix R here. Now by cross multiplying the terms we get Fr square is equal to 1 upon 4 pi square L dot C. That is, if we take under root of both the sides, we will get Fr is equal to plus or minus 1 upon 2 pi under root of LC Hertz. So this is the derivation of resonant frequency